If you have never experienced true hatred, try going out long term with the barmaid of a local small town pub. Unless you behave poorly, it won't be the girl herself who will despise you achingly. More likely, the regular male patrons. Forget Superman's laser vision cutting through steel. That nowhere near rivals the piercing stares of several geezers that have spent the last 3 hours chatting, complimenting, flirting, and fantasizing towards the establishment's paid female eye candy, only for you to sweep the object of their drunken desires away in a battered recovery truck resplendent with a selection of scrap cars on board. Regularly reminding oneself of this fact was a must if he were to avoid descending into all sorts of farcical situations. Not so much these days, but quarter of a century ago, a lot of pubs were like a self-contained village all of their own. All too easily, because of your association, people wanted something from you. Through a B&H haze, while standing on a sticky beer-soaked carpet, I was regularly threatened, blagged for mechanical advice, or just baffled by drunken offers of deals on motors. One such occurrence being midway through an autumnal Saturday afternoon. I had been busy in the yard all morning, grabbed some lunch, then collected a terminally rusted red Mark III Vauxhall Cavalier in the Iveco on my way to collect my girlfriend from her lunchtime pub shift. Pulling up on the riverfront, I noted the exact same model car carelessly parked outside the pub, its rear bumper smashed, and a huge indent of what looked like either a pole or a lamppost in its rear tailgate, the latter missing its now shattered window. The car belonged to a part-time builder's labourer called Benson, who was a confirmed regular in the hostelry, and in truth something of a total pisshead. My girlfriend smiled as I walked in, which in turn had the gathered well-oiled fellas at the bar tear their fixed gazes from her breasts for a split second to turn round and observe me. A couple grunted as a greeting, and Benson being one of them. While she gathered her coat and bag from the back room, I spoke with Justin, the landlord, who commented Benson had had a bit of a cropper with his Vauxhall. Shame about that, Dave, but maybe I might be able to help you out. There are all the parts you need on that old car I've just picked up, mate. Finishing his drink, Benson stood up. What a fucking goon you are, coming in here, trying to sell your shit to me and take advantage of my bad luck. Think you're the fucking man, don't you? And drunkenly lurched towards me. I stepped aside and the landlord grabbed his arm. Vitriol was still spewing from his lips as Justin bundled him out of the pub's door. I expected hassle when we went outside to get up into the lorry's cab, but instead Benson was furiously kicking his own car, which was something of a bizarre spectacle in itself. We left him to it, but a few months later I heard he was now banned from driving after getting caught pissed up by the coppers. This was by no means an isolated incident at that pub, though. A female who had been at school with my girlfriend had just passed her driving test and was now at university. She had come home for the holidays, and her dad had bought her a little silver Mark III Fiesta to run around in. The car was missing its wheel trims, and I offered to supply her some. Because she was my partner's pal, I just said, well, give us a fiver for 'em, and I even went outside and fitted 'em to her car. 2 days later, and on picking her up, my girlfriend handed me a carrier bag with the wheel trims in it, and said she had refunded her mate the fiver. Puzzled, I asked why. Oh, her dad that said that for such a low price they must have been stolen, and that he knows you, so doesn't want any comebacks on his daughter. I just gazed, open mouthed, then told her she must be fucking joking, surely. But no, it was what had been said. The washing machine repairman Ken's mother had been put in a home. Her burgundy Mark IV Ford Escort, since its last MOT, had been just sitting on her driveway. Now, with stuck brakes and a dead battery, it had to go as the bungalow was sold. And could I come and grab it for him? I liked Ken, gave him a crisp 50, and went off to recover the car. On my way back through town, I called in at the pub to speak to my girlfriend mid-shift. The waitress, Shelley, in between serving up soup in a basket or whatever was the day's special, came over and asked if I knew of a cheap car she could buy. My eyes went tic-tac-toe, and I offered her the little Escort for a bargain price. This once it had been serviced and another battery fitted, of course. The deal was done, and her mum and stepdad called up to the yard a few days later to collect it. I liked them. They were really honest, good people, and it made what happened next all the more awkward. Shelley was seeing a local bloke who frequented the pub. We knew him as Onky Jones, a scrawny streak of piss with a hooter you could open letters with. I knew him from childhood anyway. He and his mate Ted Hart fancied themselves as primary school bullies and would try and corner you in the playground to steal your break time snacks, or out in the street to steal your push bike and ride off on it laughing. Fast forward a week or two, and I got a call in the yard. It was Shelley on the pub's payphone. "Can you take that car back? I just don't want it anymore." I asked if it had broken down or played up, but no, she just didn't want it. All a bit odd. Her folks duly appeared in my yard with the escort, and I gave them their cash back. Asking what the issue was, they looked like the ground needed to open up and swallow them. "It's him," her mother hissed. "That boyfriend. He's been giving her hell ever since he found out where the car came from, saying how embarrassing it was for his mates to know she was driving him around in a scrapyard cast-off, and from you of all people. He's bought her a Mazda now, but we're so sorry for messing you around." I just smiled. It wasn't their fault after all, but what a bloody tool. Unfortunately, this didn't end it there, though. Several unpleasant exchanges in the pub followed. I was having a bath one early Saturday evening, and the doorbell rang. Dripping everywhere and shivering in a towel, I was greeted by two coppers at the door. "Get dressed, we're placing you under arrest," the one bobby announced. I sat at my kitchen table whilst they told me I was being charged with aggravated assault and various driving offences. The incidents for these crimes have been taking place earlier in the day down in Devon, hundreds of miles from where I reside. Apparently, a Peugeot 205 previously owned by old Onky Jones had been involved in an altercation on a rural road, whereby the driver of said car had battered another, this with a golf club, driven the Peugeot into a ditch trying to escape, then legged it. My details were on the paperwork for this car, Jones stating it had been sold to me. I'd never even seen the bloody thing. Eventually it was all cleared up because the cops worked out it was physically impossible, unless I had driven at an average of 100 mile an hour plus, for me to be at home getting out of the bath and in Devon 3 hours previously committing the crime. Jones told them the car was sold, and that some mates of his had sold it to a traveller who they said was me because they looked a bit like me. What a knob! I got to hate that pub and its patrons, eventually refusing to go down there. Hello there. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed this one, I'd like to see a few more. Please like, share and subscribe. Really helps the channel. Hopefully we'll get up to that 1,000 subscribers soon. If you'd like to purchase anything from the merchandise shop, then please do. The address for which is andyourpointis.tmail.com. Thank you. All the best. Take care.